Vote, the first open general election here after decades of military rule.
The country's changing fast. We're here to find out more.
What does this rapidly shifting economic and political landscape mean for people's lives? What's its impact on the ground? Join me for 1 square mile in Mandalay.
Working Lives is here in the biggest city, Yangon, to meet 5 different people with 5 very different jobs.
As Myanmar opens its doors to the world, the travel show leaves the big cities behind and delves deeper into its unknown. We'll be asking whether the country's unique traditions can remain part of its uncertain future.
To find out more and to get exclusive extras, go to bbc.com/Myanmar Direct.
Myanmar Direct on BBC World News.
Stories of success. Stories of failure. Stories of strength. Stories of corruption. Stories of hope. Stories of despair. Stories of optimism, resilience, achievement, triumph. 10 remarkable stories from 10 places around the world. Join us for Storyville Global, a series of stunning international documentaries on BBC World News.
This ordinary magazine office in the centre of Paris, now perhaps the scene of one of Paris's most deadly terrorist attacks.
The wind and the rain has really started to pick up now, but it's still quite a few more hours until the centre of this storm is due to make landfall here.
Garissa town is on high alert tonight after one of the deadliest attacks yet.
We break stories from more places than any other international news broadcaster. We are the leaders in global breaking news.
India's rail passengers travel 3 million kilometres every day, and Mumbai is one of the most important hubs. A logistical nightmare. So how do they do it? Now on BBC World News, Dan Snow, Anita Rani and Robert Llewellyn go behind the scenes in part 2 of the world's busiest railway.
In this series, we are plunging you into the chaotic and exhilarating heart of the world's busiest railway. 8 million passengers use these trains each day, packed in more tightly than anywhere else on the planet.
Welcome to the Chhatrapati Shivaji terminus in Mumbai. Today, this magnificent railway station is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's also from here, in 1853, that India's first passenger train set off on its maiden journey.
The railways here really are on a staggering scale. It's India's #1 employer. 1.3 million people work for them.
So tonight we're going to see how this station links Mumbai to the rest of India. Here's what's coming up.
Over 4 programmes, we're revealing the organisational wonders of this supersized transport operation. I continue my examination of the history of train travel, as well as experiencing the supersized tasks facing the station's support teams.
How many dishes do you have to prepare every day?
4,000.
4,000? Oh my goodness.
Robert is focusing on the engineering side of the station. This time he sees how they service more than half a kilometre of train against the clock, and discovers firsthand why Indian train drivers earn 7 times the national average.
That is really difficult.
And we find out how you travel if money's no object.
Welcome to the world's busiest railway. This beautiful building is the departure point for 1.5 billion railway journeys every year.
Now, rail travel is incredibly good value in India. The fares are kept deliberately low to allow the lower paid to be able to travel around the country.
But they are so much more than just a means of getting from A to B. They really are the arteries of this country. Millions of people rely on them to be able to travel across this vast, beautiful nation.
India is crisscrossed by 65,000 kilometres of railway lines. Mumbai is one of the most important hubs. And this station, CST, is the start and end point for more than 100 long-distance services every day. In Mumbai, it's early afternoon. A busy time for departures at CST. Long-distance trains arrive into the platforms around 30 minutes before they're due to depart. This one is sitting at platform 14, getting ready to go. Robert and I are going to show you what happens on the platform and in the station control room in the final moments before a departure.
Now, this train is the 2 o'clock departure to Chennai city. Used to be called Madras, right on the other side of the country, on the east coast of India. These people are going to be crossing the country in just a few minutes' time. This is the rolling stock, these carriages here. Looking a little bit long in the tooth. They've done some hard yards, it's fair to say, but you can actually gauge precisely how old they are. Come have a look at this. If you're a geek like me, you can look at some of the clues on the outside. These digits here, 98 shows that it was built in 1998. 406 shows that it was the 406th carriage built in 1998. So each carriage has got its own precise individual ID. Now, this is the unreserved carriage here. These people have got here nice and early. They're the lucky ones. They're the well-organised ones. They've managed to get a seat. So they'll be guarding those seats very carefully because latecomers will be piling onto this train just before it takes off. And they're in for a potentially quite uncomfortable journey. And for everyone, it is going to be a long journey.
But that journey won't start until the control room and the controllers give it permission to go.
This is mission control for the entire station. And we can actually see Dan's train there on platform 14. That red mark there signifies the train. The circuits underneath that are sending a signal up here to the control room where they're displayed on this vast control room board here. And actually you can see trains moving along these tracks here. For instance, that is a train going along this track here. And we can see that it's got a safe route because it's green. When it's green in front of it, that means that the route is open, it doesn't have to stop. And that's what will happen to Dan's train in a moment. It will have its route defined and it will head off and leave the station. And as it's coming up to 2 o'clock, it's about time to set off.
There it goes now. About 1 minute past 2 o'clock. Pretty impressive.
Now I can see that the train has set off because the red block is now moving along the track. The train is off and on its way.
A few latecomers jumping on board, just it takes off very slowly. No need to hurry, I suppose. They've got 1,200 kilometres to go. A long journey.
Trains like this are more than half a kilometre long and take 5 minutes to clear the station. The control room staff will monitor them for the next 53 kilometres when they leave CST's control zone. The controllers are among 3,500 employees here at the station. Most of these people are invisible to passengers. The majority are employed in essential but unglamorous support roles, ensuring that each train is restocked and ready for its next journey. Dan's getting his hands dirty with one of those groups, the train cleaning team.
This train is just finishing a very long journey over 1,500 kilometres from Varanasi. And that means there is a lot of dirty laundry on board. It's going in here.
Stripping sheets, pillows and blankets from 178 beds needs all hands on deck.
Loads of these guys, they all pile onto the train as soon as it arrives, desperately getting all the dirty linen off. We're in a bit of a hurry because apparently we've got about 3 or 4 minutes and the train's going to go.
Preparing sleeper trains is a super-sized operation. First, the used laundry is taken to be sorted before it leaves the station. Every item is passed through an electronic sensor.
The reason they do this apparently is because they count it going on and the train manager is responsible for it and they count it all coming off. And if there's anything missing, he gets his pay docked.
Then it all gets taken to one of India's biggest mechanised laundries. Manager Amol Deshpande is in charge.
This is a big pile of dirty laundry. How much comes in here every day?
Every day around 25,000 bed sheets.
And it's sheets,
unloaded on the
towels, pillowcases, everything?
Yeah, everything.
25,000?
25,000.
This is washing on an industrial scale. Hard to believe that until 8 years ago, all this was done by hand. Then it took 4 days to process all the bedding from one train. Now it takes just 4 hours.
This is the clean bed sheets here. These are partially wet. After ironing, they get completely dried.
Oh, so before they go in the ironing machine, you have to be spread out, yeah?
We spread out and to have the look on the quality also.
Oh, okay, and those ones there have failed quality control?
They failed the quality
So they're going back through?
They will go back through and wash specially.
Dirty laundry used to be one of the biggest complaints from passengers, but since this mega laundry opened, they've dropped by 77%.
Oh, that's got to go.
At best, each bed sheet will last a year and go through 60 washes. This load will be back on board tonight. As well as guaranteed clean sheets, passengers also need feeding. Each train used to have its own kitchen, but fires were a persistent hazard, so they're being phased out. Instead, CST has opened its own giant kitchen to supply hot food for passengers. Manager Kushal Rawat is busy portioning out the first 500 servings of dal.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Right, you're in the middle of it here, aren't
Yes.
you? Is all your food here vegetarian or is there meat as well?
Meat as well. Both vegetarian and non-vegetarian.
The chefs use 70 kilos of chicken, 35 kilos of rice and 40 kilos of onions every day. And they're only cooking for one train service at the moment. The ambition is to scale it up and cook for every long-distance train.
How many dishes do you have to prepare every day?
4,000.
4,000? Oh my goodness.
And it takes around 2 hours to cook.
2 hours to cook this?
Yes.
It's a very well-oiled machine, this. The lids are coming on, people are packing up, ready to ship it over the train. It's impressive.
All the meals must be ready and on board the train 30 minutes before departure.
Next up, the linen, which has been laundered and is in the linen room.
Nothing automated about this part of the job. It's all down to donkey work. And you've got to be fit.
Okay, the train's coming. We've been told to go quicker. Okay, here's good, here's good. Okay. That's got a mind of its own.
1,000 meals and supplies of fresh bedding are heaved on board as the seat allocations go up and passengers climb in.
It's so exciting to think that train is now starting a journey that's going to take them right across India. The main thing is they're going to have clean linen and full bellies. What more do you need?
These long-distance trains are workhorses, designed to get as many people as possible on board. But when this station opened back in 1887, first-class travel was a more luxurious experience. And today, there are some trains, run especially for tourists, that hark back to that glamorous age. Anita's having a look round one of them.
Welcome to the Deccan Odyssey. This is high-end train travel, Indian style. 21 carriages of absolute luxury. Now, they say you can spend as much or as little as you like in this country. Well, this is definitely the much end. Fantastic double bed, very nicely air-conditioned room. In here, you've got a desk, you have a television, and then through the corridor, you get one of 2 bathrooms. If you have a look in there, everything you would expect from a 5-star hotel, because that's what